All right, another step towards game day. Good prep today. Still got plenty of work to clean up, obviously, when you're playing a good team.
What's your reaction and thoughts to the news of Michigan in-person scouting here last year, and who knows even about this year?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of really thoughts on it. I haven't been focused on it that much. I mean, ultimately, I think that'll all sort itself out.
Reportedly happened in the 21 SEC championship game, too. Anything in the Orange Bowl stand out to you from
I just remember the result of that game.
support and helmet communication going forward?
Yeah.
How would it help defensively and offensively for all this stuff?
I mean, I haven't been in the NFL, so I can't speak to how that works necessarily. I'm sure that would help from a signal standpoint. Ultimately, you're still going to have signals that you communicate with each other. Even if one person's on the field getting the call, somehow they're going to have to relay the call to everybody else, unless we're going to go out of a huddle every snap, which is probably not the reality in college football.
Is part of this why you guys don't do walkthroughs at road stadiums just because of integrity of stuff, and why coaches are just paranoid by nature, Dan, because of situations like this?
I think everybody's always aware of when they're traveling on the road, where they go, and what they do. I think it's your job to make sure that you protect your team.
Last week on Monday and Tuesday, we talked about the intensity levels of practice being up. Just what have they looked like through this week?
Yeah, we've had good practices, but we have to finish the week off with some great practices as well. But I think our guys are really focused on what it takes to be successful in this game.
Said on Monday, you guys kind of simplified third down for the defense a little bit. How did the rest of the week go just in third down situations for practice?
Talking about this week?
Yeah.
I have to go watch the film. Today was our third down day, so I think we did some stuff well, but we'll have to go see what it looks like.
Said all year that you can focus on getting better on the road and finishing on the road. Do you think you've seen steps towards that direction this week?
We'll find out this weekend, right? I don't know that you ever know until the bullets start to fly. So at times we played really well on the road. At times we could have certainly played better. I still don't think we played a complete game there, so this will be one that is required.
The fire drill today, I think that was the first time we as a media saw that. Is that something that's a common occurrence during practices?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you want to try to create game-like situations, so that happens, pretty frequently for us.
What did last year's game, and just amid a chaotic week of Bo being out, and what did winning that one that way and him running on the very last play after being so limited, what did that mean to you as a coach?
It was a big win. I mean, it's a big win. It's a tough game. I think we had a resilient team. That game, takeaways really showed up. You saw how close the game was there at the end. Us getting the ball out, that really mattered. Us protecting the ball really mattered for us in that game.
Are there any similarities between prepping for Stanford with their two quarterbacks as Utah?
Yeah, some, but they're definitely different teams. This team certainly has an identity. They're playing at a really, really high level. I think it's going to require great execution against these guys. They do a lot of things really, really well.
What do you think the run game has been so explosive between the 40s? I mean, you guys were really good at it last year, but now it's like it's off the charts.
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much about field zone, but I think that we've been able to apply a good amount of tempo that can lead to explosive plays. But I don't know that's really so much about where we're at on the field as much as how we've executed and us getting, we've had some good in-game adjustments to adjust for our run game this year. I think that's been really good from our coaching staff, and our players have done a good job of executing that.
What are your thoughts on the tight end room as a whole, Dan, but in particular Terrence, but go back to the spring and the room had lost a couple of bodies, and there was a little uncertainty as to how deep it was, and now you're going out there with a true 14 personnel set last week. Just what have you seen from the group on the season, and Terrence in particular?
Yeah, we have a great group of tight ends that execute at a high level. They, like I said before, they're a really selfless group, and that shows up on the field. But when they get an opportunity to block, they block hard, right? You saw several moments like that this past week. Terrence has been really consistent through his play, and he's gotten better and better every single year. I think that's still showing up for him.
What do you make of the job that Nico's done splitting time outside and inside for you guys? And just how difficult is it to do that for a guy first year in the program?
Yeah, we ask a lot of players to play multiple positions and fit where they're needed. And when Nico's been in, he's done a good job of competing at a really high level.
What makes him kind of uniquely equipped from a physical standpoint to do that?
Yeah, I think his cover skills. I mean, he does a good job of being able to be on top of people, getting his hands on people. He's more physical at the line than people realize, and he just does a good job in and out of breaks.
Why is Taishim a good matchup for those slot receivers, as tight ends in particular? We've seen him matched up with guys where he's given up almost a foot in some cases and still matches up quite well. What is it about him that makes him a good matchup? He's
a physical player. I mean, I think he's also, allows us to have the ability to fit him in the run game as well, where he can fit in runs. But he gets his hands on people, right? And it's a lot harder to run routes when somebody has their hands on you. He does a good job of that.